Hello friends, for today's video I thought it'd be fun to do a combination of things. It's a little bit of an unhaul, it's a little bit of a come book shopping with me, and then depending on if I find anything, it might be a little bit of a book haul as well. So many of you know I feel like I'm on repeat with this, but I absolutely love my local used bookstores. But today I'm actually going to a different location than the ones I typically go to. I live in Arizona, and there's a couple used bookstores I'm constantly shouting about, and that would be Bookman's and Changing Hands. I typically go to the Phoenix locations as those are closer to where I live, but today I am visiting one of my friends, and she actually has her own channel, so I'll have her channel linked. Her name is Shoshana, so definitely check her out. It's another book channel in case that's not clear. And fun fact, we actually met for the first time at this particular bookstore that we're going to. But anyway, we're going to meet up. They have a little restaurant attached to the bookstore at this location. The other location has this really cool, swanky little bar, bakery sort of thing in the very middle of it. And then a really nice little seating area where whenever authors come to visit, that's where they do the events. And this one, it's a bookstore, and then you walk through this one area, and then you're in this little restaurant, bakery, cafe. So we're meeting up there just to hang out. Her mom's in town. So her mom and her, and then my mom, myself, and my husband are all going to hang out. Before my friend gets there, we're going to see if we get there early enough. We're going to try to take in some of our books, see if we get some credit. I figure I can show you around the bookstore a little bit. And I love Changing Hands. It's fantastic. So if you're ever in Arizona, I highly recommend going to, if you could go to both, that would be awesome. But any of the locations are great, or either of the locations, I should say, because there are two. I wish there was more. That would be fantastic. But I did mention the books that we'll be taking in an unhaul I did recently. Because the first portion of this video is a little bit of an unhaul, I thought I'd also mention some other books that I have gotten rid of recently. I actually sent them to a friend. So those books I don't have with me anymore because I already sent them. But my friend Leanna, who also has her own channel, which I'll have that linked, her and I are both fans of the Red Rising series. I would say her more than me. If you know Leanna, you know she loves Red Rising, she loves The Wolf, and she loves First Law and Joe Abercrombie's works in general. But a couple years ago, or man, how many years ago at this point? Quite a few years ago at this point, her and I actually went to an event in LA and went to see Pierce Brown speak, and that was just so fun because we had buddy read Red Rising together. But I had done a video at one point where I showed a bunch of different editions, including foreign editions of that series, and so I have so many different editions of Red Rising, and because Leanna loves that series more than me, even though I do love it, because she loves it more than me, I was like, you know, I kind of need to free up some space. I have a lot of books. I don't have very many shelves left. I pretty much don't have any shelves left. So maybe she'd want these. And she, when I messaged her about it, she was like, yeah. So I sent those to Leanna. And I'll have on the screen so you can see, if I haven't already put it up on the screen, the different editions that I ended up sending to her. If you are interested in that video, I'll have it linked. It was made a couple years ago at this point, so there have been more editions that have come out since then. This is a very casual video if that wasn't clear. So it's a little chatty and a little meandering. But when Sean, right when he gets off work, it is raining today, which doesn't rain that much where I live, but it's raining today, which means nobody's going to know how to drive on the freeway. So I want to leave quite early because this particular location is kind of far, and I don't feel like dealing with panicked Arizona drivers that are like, what's this moisture that's falling down from the sky? And then we'll get some lovely footage of Changing Hands, and then we'll reconvene if we do indeed get some books. Also, because I love my dog so much, I will probably show some clips of her too.
Oh. Okay, Luna Bear. I have to work now. I know, I'm sorry.
I only ended up taking in one of the books that I had, and then the rest of them I'm going to take into the other used bookstore that my husband and I like to frequent. The reason I only took in one is just because I know that changing hands tends to be a lot pickier about the books that you bring in, so I just figured I'd have a better chance with the other books at the other bookstore, and the one that I ended up taking in, I figured I'm almost positive they're going to take it, and they did, which was great. And then I also had already some store credits saved up from previous trade-ins. So I had enough store credit to get The Last Cuentista. This is a patron buddy read, and so I know this one's quite popular. I don't know a whole lot about it, and I like for my patrons when they pick certain standalones, or if it's something that I draw because I have asked them their favorite books, and then I draw out of a cup. And sorry, Luna's licking herself, and it's kind of loud and distracting. But anyway, my patrons, I've asked them their favorite books before, and then I wrote them all down, cut it up, put it into a cup, and then I draw. And for those, I like to go into those without knowing too much about it and then make reading vlogs. And so The Last Cuentista is one of the standalone buddy read picks from my patrons. So I'm trying to purposefully not see too much about it, but I did find it at my local bookstore and figured it was the perfect chance to get it. And where I was going with all this is just to say that I know that this has been very well received and that it's quite popular, so I figured it was going to be hard to get a copy from the library, and it might just be easiest to grab a copy from my local bookstore. I think I wouldn't mind waiting if it were not a patron buddy read, but I want to be able to read it around when all of them are going to be reading it, so that's why I decided to go ahead and get this one. Plus, I just think this is such a beautiful cover. It's very different in art style than a lot of the covers that I end up seeing, but I really, really like it. Can't wait to jump into this one. At the time I'm filming this, I haven't yet picked it up, but I'm hoping to pick it up soon. Anyway, this was a lot of fun, very casual. I hope that it was enjoyable for all of you. Thanks so much for watching though. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.